Adding a powerful dimension to outdoor spaces. How to add on-demand power connectivity and access to other services in outdoor public spaces as and when required to give new functionality without impacting on aesthetics. Go outdoors. The rise of the outdoor economy. What's the appeal? From music festivals that cater for every taste, no matter how niche, to farmers markets, car boot sales, and dedicated performance areas in our towns and cities, there are many reasons why there is a strong public appetite for outdoor events. Maybe it's the opportunity to get some fresh air whilst spending time with friends and family, or the desire to escape the confines of our homes, workplaces, or cars. But there is also the commercial imperative too, which lies behind the rise of music festivals. The numbers speak for themselves, and even though these figures are pre-pandemic, the scale of their economic contribution is huge. Outdoor events like these, it is clear that outdoor spaces of any meaningful size on private or public premises have a high asset value when you get creative and devise a plan to utilize them in ways to attract clientele. And even if you're responsible for a space that is long established for holding public events, such as a marketplace or public park, it's important to consider how you can add value and use the asset for many more purposes. How COVID has strengthened the appetite for outdoors. The COVID pandemic has given outdoor spaces even greater value, as many of us adapt to a world where we aim to spend less time indoors, particularly crowded public spaces, for health and safety reasons. For example, continental-style cafe culture and outdoor dining may have been on the rise in the UK for many years, but COVID has turbocharged this. Cafes, bars and restaurants now all have a powerful commercial reason to make better use of courtyards, pavements, gardens and other viable parts of their premises in order to generate revenue. This was crucial for those businesses who wanted to return to trade in the first stage of lockdown easing, and similar restrictions on indoor dining may well be in place again in the future. But it is not just hospitality. Many industrial site owners have taken the decision to make better use of their outdoor spaces to allow for social distancing to maintain productivity. And other commercial sites, such as retail, are now also using outdoor spaces as waiting or queuing areas. How to make greater use of outdoor spaces. Providing a power supply could transform a site's potential. Think of campsites that are equipped with electric hookup. This allows today's campers to connect to electricity and use the modern technology they are used to and still enjoy the great outdoors. This was a relatively rare feature on campsites 30 years ago. Now it is pretty standard. Giving an outdoor space easy access power sockets or connections to other services such as water, data or air could open up new uses and users in a similar way. The key is providing these in a way that doesn't impact negatively on the look and usability of the outdoor space. So how can these services be provided without the need to hire generators and other kit that often makes it more hassle than it's worth? Designing and specifying an on-demand power infrastructure for outdoor spaces. Pop-up Power Supplies offers a range of retractable pop-up power units, in-ground power units and power bollards, which are ideally suited to providing power and other services in outdoor public spaces only when it is needed. These are all configured to the bespoke requirements of clients and the application. But what are the key considerations when designing an outdoor power supply and specifying these kinds of products? Location. What characteristics of the proposed location could influence the installation of a submerged power unit like an in-ground or retractable unit or a power bollard? It is vital to consider the ground conditions. In-ground units or pop-up units must not be installed in areas that are prone to waterlogging. Such locations would be better suited to a power bollard with the right treatment. What about the gradient? In-ground and pop-up units are not suitable for use on sloping ground or where there is likely to be excessive surface water runoff. So again, a power bollard could provide the solution. The ground conditions must also allow for the depth of the unit in the case of in-ground and pop-up units. This could be as deep as 1050 mm for an in-ground unit and 1350 mm for a pop-up tower unit. This depth allows for the provision of a drainage pit beneath the unit. Consider too the traffic in the proposed location if this is in an area such as a pavement, courtyard, plaza or street. What is the likely volume of pedestrians, cycles and vehicles in the space, if any? Safety and security. Any electricity supply in a public place requires very careful consideration in respect of safety and security. It must be designed in a way that prevents the risk of electrocution by accident or by deliberate means as much as possible. This is one of the major benefits of a pop-up, in-ground or power bollard unit. None of these units can be accessed without a key when locked and not in use. Only a very dedicated vandal is likely to be able to force open up the units. Choose a pop-up unit and it stays locked away when not in use. When required, the unit is raised from the ground using a simple turning handle and returned to its submerged position when no longer needed. An in-ground unit features a flip lid, which needs to be unlocked for access to power sockets. And once power leads are connected, the flip lid can be locked down to provide a continuous unattended power supply. Power bollards are similar to the pop-up units in that they provide power sockets behind a lockable door. So, for applications where you are seeking to provide a power supply in a public outdoor space, but it cannot be monitored continuously to ensure no unauthorized access by members of the public, the safest option would be an in-ground unit or bollard. Anticipated usage and demand. How do you envisage that the power unit will be used? How many power sockets will be needed? And would the location also benefit from a supply of water or data cables? Equipping any outdoor space with a power infrastructure is going to add a great degree of flexibility to the location, but when designing the power supply, it is important to have a picture of the typical and maximum usage that will be required. Underspecifying could mean that the unit would not be future-proofed for any possible changes or additions to the equipment used on the site, which may necessitate power generators being hired for larger events. Pop-up power units can be specified to provide a total power supply from as little as 63 amps right up to 600 amps. In-ground units offer the option of 63 amps or 125 amps, and power bollards provide up to 125 amps. The sockets in all can be configured to suit usage requirements. Materials and quality. The materials used to manufacture power supply units will determine how durable the unit will be and its longevity, design life. In the case of in-ground, pop-up and power bollard units, AISI 304 and 316 stainless steel, cast iron and concrete are used to create strong, hard-wearing units. These materials and high-quality construction help to protect against unauthorized access and the effects of long-term exposure to moisture and environmental conditions. Aesthetics. Consider what visual impact the power supply unit could have on the site. A power bollard will be visible all the time as an integrated part of the street or outdoor furniture. These are available in 4 different bollard designs to suit different design and aesthetic goals, and they can be finished in any RAL color. That makes it easy to achieve a look that complements other outdoor elements such as seating, railings and benches. For applications and locations where you are seeking to keep the power supply out of sight for all or most of the time, the in-ground unit or pop-up unit are better options. In-ground units remain submerged at all times, so the only visual evidence of their presence is the flip lid, which can match the surrounding surface covering anyway, including tarmac, paving stones and grass, and any protruding cables when they are in use. Pop-up units are hidden away apart from when they are in use. This is often regarded as a perfectly acceptable approach for even the most architectural sensitive locations. Typical applications. Pop-up, in-ground and power bollard units are suitable for a vast range of applications, as we will show you in this next section. They include town and city centres, marketplaces, parks and gardens, retail parks and shopping centres, visitor attractions, schools, colleges and university campuses, industrial sites. Recap on the pop-up power supplies range. As we draw this presentation to a close, we wanted to end by summarizing the features and benefits of each of the 3 solutions from pop-up power supplies. Pop-up retractable service units. Pop-up power supplies range of retractable pop-up units features several options to suit a wide variety of applications and usage requirements. They allow users to raise the unit from the ground with ease using a turning handle, allowing cables to be connected, and the unit is lowered back down after use until it is needed again. They are manufactured in stainless steel AISI 304 and have an epoxy polyester powder finish for excellent long-term durability. The tops of pop-up units are manufactured in stainless steel or cast iron, and the units can be installed in HGV areas too, as they will accommodate a weight of up to 40 tons. Pop-up units can be configured with socket arrangements to suit, with a total power supply provided of 63, 125 or 600 amps in single or 3-phase. In-ground power units. In-ground units are submerged in the ground and are accessed via a flip lid. This can be locked down while cables are connected for secure, continuous, unattended use. The range of pop-up power supplies in-ground units ranges from the slim IGU, which sits at a depth of only 250 mm, to the PUPS O2 7050 for the largest applications. They have a robust construction of galvanized high-grade structural steel plate for long-term durability. In-ground units provide a total power supply of 32, 63 or 125 amps in single or 3-phase to meet numerous design goals, and they can also be configured to supply water, data and telephone connections too. The lids are raised manually and are gas strut assisted for ease of use. In-ground units can go virtually unnoticed as the lids are recessed so they can accommodate surface materials to match their surroundings. Power bollards. Pop-up power supplies range of power bollards offers a fresh perspective on balancing visual appeal with safe, secure services access. These elegantly designed bollards, which are often referred to as utility bollards or service bollards, give architects, town centre managers, facilities managers and local authority specifiers the opportunity to develop their public spaces in a way that maximises visual appeal instead of having to choose more functional utilitarian feeder pillars. Power bollards can provide between 220 and 400 volts and up to 125 amps of power, with configurations to typically include 2, 4, 6 or 8 CEE sockets offering 16 or 32 amps with protection. In addition to electricity, the bollards can be specified to provide access to sound systems, water supplies, compressed air systems, RJ jacks, voice and data connections, and audio and video connectors. The design can also incorporate an LED light diffuser. With a stainless steel encasement, the power bollards from Pop-Up Power Supplies come in 4 contemporary designs, with 3 standard diameters available. For superb visual appeal, the power bollards are available in satin or mirror finishes and can be colour matched by powder coating in any RAL colour or custom painted, including with logos or airbrushed. Specification advice and technical support. To help specifiers choose the most suitable power supply unit for the application, Pop-Up Power Supplies provides a host of technical resources on its website, supported by UK-based telephone and email support to handle specific queries. Visit www.popuppower.co.uk to view and download technical datasheets, installation guidance and other resources. And if you have any questions, please call us on +44 020 8227 0208 or drop us an email via info@popuppower.co.uk. Thank you for watching this presentation and good luck with your next outdoor power supply project.